Hey folks, so past couple of weeks I've been putting out some videos that are really designed to challenge you to think about how you think about your pricing. And my big goal, if I could just define for you what I'm hoping to accomplish, I want you to stop preconditioning yourself to believe that you need to offer a discount. And to illustrate, I want to share with you something that I experienced a few years back when I bought a home and I hired a contractor to come out and install a fence on my property. Hired a local guy, really nice guy, not a great salesperson by any stretch, but a nice guy. He was scared of his price. Matter of fact, when it came time for him to communicate or to calculate the price, he was banging away on the calculator for an eternity. Like I thought he was figuring out like a differential equation of some sort. And when it came time for him to deliver his price, he was scared, looking down at his sheet of paper, never looked up at us with confidence, hemming, hawing, stammering, stuttering, When it came time to deliver the price, again, looking down at his sheet, not looking at us when he said it, in a very shaky voice, he said, I think I can do this for about $4,000. My wife responds enthusiastically and says, wow, that's a pretty good price. I thought it was going to be more than that. His response, yeah, well, I can do it for 3,500. He gave us a $500 discount, even though we acknowledged that the higher price was a good price. And why did he do that? Because it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. He felt he was going to need to offer the discount, and he did it even when he didn't have to. That's why he was banging away on his calculator, people. He was trying to figure out what the price was that he deserved, and he was also trying to figure out what his walkaway price is. And he was dropping to the walkaway price even though he didn't have to. And in this particular case, he didn't just leave $500 on the table. Truth be told, he left $1,000 on the table. Because before I could respond to that $500 discount, hey, let's get started, he offered me another $500 discount. Still looking down at his sheet, I could do it for $3,000, but that's the best price I can offer. Do you know why this happens? Yeah, it's because of mindset. But there's another reason why it happens, and I'm going to tell you, and some of you are not going to like this. It's because you're letting your wins fool you. You get that check, and you let that make you think that your process is dialed in. I've heard it for years. Sales reps saying, I've been doing this for 20 years, and the only way to close the deal is to get a discount. They're not saying that because it's true. They're saying that because they're allowing their wins to make them think that it's true. They're being rewarded for bad habits, and they take that as proof that they don't need to grow. I've ridden with reps who have zero salesmanship, and yet they walk out of there with a deal, patting themselves on the back like they just crushed it. And look, I'm not going to win. A win is a win. But don't you ever confuse your win with you being a great salesperson. I've seen reps brag about closing 25% of their deals at low margins, as if that's the ceiling. Meanwhile, top performers are closing 50% of their deals at margins 10 or 15 points higher. Same products, same market, different mindset. And business owners and managers, this is why you need to set clear expectations, hold your team accountable, and you need to tell them to score. You might say that you expect a 40% close rate and a 40% gross margin, for example, and if the sales rep falls below that line, no, it doesn't mean you fire them or they're bad. It just means that they've got room to grow and you need to coach them. Because the truth of the matter is, guys, is some of those wins that you're celebrating, they could have been bigger wins. You could have avoided discounting. You might have upsold them to a better product. You might have been able to close the deal today instead of had to chase it for 2 months. Bottom line is this: you can't look at a win at face value. You've got to look at what that win cost you to get it and what you might have left on the table when you got it. That's how you grow past the what I'm doing works mindset and into the mindset that challenges you to think about how much better you could be. So please stop listening to that voice in your head that's telling you need the discount. And please remember that your price isn't just a number, it's a reflection. It shows you and your prospect exactly who you think you are when it matters most. So look, guys, if you really want to learn more about what it takes to close the sale, check out my book, Contractor Sales Roadmap. It walks you through the entire process. It's filled with scripts, strategies, real-world examples, reflection exercises that I promise are going to put you in the best position to win the sale. I'll put a link in the comments. You can also find it on Amazon. In the meantime, go sell something.